always love to hear from you. Send us your views, comments, and videos with your name and town to the One Africa TV's WhatsApp on 081-200-6659 or send an SMS to 555. One Africa TV, it just gets better.
Your class test on long division today. Now, there's a lot of you did very well and understand totally, but there are also some of you who go halfway and then you make a mistake, and then we have learners who totally don't understand. So please pay careful attention. Now, you will remember that we said there's 3 steps. You divide, you times, and you subtract. And you must follow those steps. So please look at your test, do the corrections in your test book, paste your test in your test book, and then look at your mistakes. So I'm reasoning, how many times will x divide into 3x 4 times? So what you actually do is you have 3x to the power of 4 and you divide it by x. Now, this means 3 divided by 1 is 3. So it's sign, number, letter. And what do I do with my indices? I subtract my indices. You divide your numbers and you subtract the indices, which is then x to the power of 3. So now I've done that step. The next thing is now to multiply, and the difference is we multiply with both of them then there. So then you have 3x to the power of 4, and if we multiply here, we have 6x to the power of 3, and we're going to subtract. Now this is where the mistake comes in. With a subtraction, you need to change the second sign and add, which makes this one 0. So plus 7, do it on your calculators. Plus 7 minus 6 is 1x to the power of 3, and I bring down this 3x squared. So now we're going through those steps again. How many times will x divide? How many times will this x now divide into this number here? And it will be plus 1x squared times. Multiply. Then you have x to the power of 3 plus 2x squared. Subtract. So we change the second signs and add. Plus 3 minus 2 is plus 1x squared. And we bring down the negative x. How many times will x divide into x squared times? Plus x times. Multiply, then you have x squared plus 2x. Positive times a positive is a positive. So now we have to subtract, so we change the second signs. Look there. So this is now negative 3x, and I bring down the negative 4. So how many times will it divide into that? Negative 3 times. If you multiply, you have negative 3x, and then minus 6. Change the second signs so it becomes positive and positive, and that means that there is a remainder of 2. There's a remainder of 2. So it counted 4 marks. So the moment when there's a mistake, I deduct a mark. Right, the next one is number B, number 2. So this was actually a nice one. So again, my steps: divide, multiply, subtract. That's what I'm going to do. So how many times will x divide into 2x 3 times? 2x squared times. Multiply with each one, then you have 2x to the power of 3 plus 2x squared. Subtract, so we change the second signs, and add, which makes this one now here negative 3x squared. Bring down this one, minus 6. So how many times will x now divide into this negative 3x squared times? It will be negative 3x. Multiply, then you have negative 3x squared. Remember, you add your indices, and this is the negative 3x. Now we need to subtract, so we change the second signs. This one becomes a 0. Minus 6 plus 3 is negative 3x. And we bring down the negative 1. So now again, how many times will x divide into this one? Negative 3 times. Multiply. Then you have negative 3x minus 3. Change the second signs to add. Negative 1 plus 3 is then remainder positive 2. It's nice if you write the remainder at the top, but we can also write it here at the bottom. Just have that sum on its own there. Right. Number 3. Divide, multiply, subtract. How many times will x divide into 4x to the power of 3 times? 4x squared. Multiply with each one. So then it is 4x3 minus 4x squared. Subtract, so we change the second signs and add. Negative 2 plus 4 is 2x squared. You bring down the next one, positive x. How many times now will x divide into this one? Plus 2x times. Multiply, then I have 2x squared minus 2x. Subtract, so we change the second signs and add. This one eliminates there. This is what happens here as well. And then plus 1 plus 2 is 3x. And we bring down the negative 3. So how many times will it now divide into that one? Plus 3 times. Look at your signs. So then we have 3x minus 3. We're still going to subtract and change the second signs. And then 0, 0. So there is no remainder. So that one is a factor. That is a factor. Number 4. How many times will x divide into 3x 4 times? 3x to the power of 3. Multiply. So then you have 3x4 minus 6x3. And we subtract, so we change the second signs and add. That one is a 0. This one is 3x to the power of 3. We bring down the next one, negative 9x squared. And we ask ourselves the same question now there. How many times will this x divide into 3x 3 times? And that is plus 3x squared. Numbers and letters. So then it's 3x to the power of 3. And this one is then negative 6x squared. Change the second signs and add. Negative 9 plus 6 is negative 3x squared. You bring down the 5x. Same question, how many times will x divide here? And that will be negative 3x times. So we multiply now, then it's negative 3x squared, and that one is then positive 6x. We subtract, So we change the second signs and add. That one gives you 0 plus 5 minus 6 is negative 1x, and the negative 2 comes down. And then finally it will divide into that one negative 1 times, multiply. So then we have negative x plus 2. Now look at this one, be careful here. So you still change the second signs, which means this one's remainder is negative 4. It's not that there is no remainder, there is a remainder. Number 5. Now look at number 5. There is 1 missing. There is no x to the power of 4. So you have to leave an open space. If you don't do that, your whole arrangement is going to be wrong. And it means that there's actually a 0 there. Look at that. 5, nothing. 3, 2, 1, 12. So that's why I leave that open space. So x divides into this one now, 2x to the power of 4 times, multiply. Then you have 2x5 plus 4x to the power of 3. Subtract. Change the second signs. So now this one is negative 4x3, and you bring down the negative 15. Sorry, this one is to the power of 4, and this one is to the power of 3. If you multiply there, you get to the power of 4. So now here, if we multiply, it is 2x to the power of 4, and that one is plus 4x. Sorry, let's just go back to this one. Okay, so if we multiply here, it is then plus 4x to the power of 4. Now that we subtract, we change the second signs, which makes this one negative 4x to the power of 4. Bring down the negative 15x3. So I'm still going to look how many times will this one divide into this one. And that is negative 4x to the power of 3. Now we multiply, so it's negative 4x4 minus 8x to the power of 3. And we subtract and we change the second signs. Look here, this is often where you go wrong. Negative 15 plus 8 is negative 7x to the power of 3, bringing down the negative 9x squared. Right, how many times will x divide into this one? It is then negative 7x squared, multiply, then you have negative 7x squared minus 14x3 minus 14x squared. Change the second signs, plus 0. So negative 9 plus 14 is then 5x squared. And we bring down the plus 11x. Bring down this one. So how many times will x divide into that one? Plus 5x times. So it is 5x squared plus 10x. We're going to subtract. We change the second signs. That one is a 0. And this is plus 11 minus 10, which is 1x. Bring down the 12, plus 12. Again, x will divide into this one plus 1 times. So you have 1x plus 2. Change, don't forget to change the second signs here at the last step, because then your remainder is wrong. So I have positive 12 minus 2, and that is then remainder 10. Remainder 10. Question 6. So the same thing here. How many times will x divide into this one? And this is x to the power of 3 times. x3 minus x4, I add the indices, minus 5x to the power of 3. Subtract, change the second signs, this one eliminates, and here you have 4x to the power of 3, bringing down the negative 19x squared. So, how many times will it divide? Plus 4x squared. Multiply, then you have 4x3 minus 20x squared. Okay, we change the second signs. Don't forget that step. That one eliminates. Negative 19 plus 20 is plus 1x squared. And this time you bring down the negative 3x. So how many times will it divide? Plus x times. Multiply, then you have x squared minus 5x. Subtract, change the second signs. There's an elimination, and this one is then 2x, and I bring down the negative 19. And now it will divide plus 2 times, so you multiply 2x minus 10, change the second signs, minus plus, and that gives you, look at this one, because a lot of you made mistakes there also, it is then remainder negative 9. Remainder of negative 9. But the last two was now a little bit more difficult because here was a coefficient which you also had to take into account, but it works exactly the same. So I am still asking how many times will 2x divide into that one. So you have 10x to the power of 4 and you divide it by 2x. So we divide the numbers, which makes it 5x3. I subtract my indices. Multiply. So then you have 10x4 minus 10x to the power of 3. And we subtract. We change the second signs and add. There's your elimination. And this one is positive 6x to the power of 3. Bring down plus 14x squared. Okay, how many times will it divide? So this time you have 6x to the power of 3, divide by 2x. So then it is plus 3x squared times, then we have 6x3 minus 6x squared, subtract. So we change the second signs, and this one is then 10x squared here. This one comes down minus 14x. How many times will it divide now? 5x times. Multiply, then you have 10x squared minus 10x. And we subtract. Change the second signs. Eliminates. This one is negative 4x. And this one comes down, the negative 16. So how many times will it now divide? Negative 2 times. So then you have negative 4x plus 4. And we are eliminating here. Change the second sign so it's plus and minus. Number 7. Now here is a mistake somewhere. Right, let's look at this sum again. So if we multiply there, it is then 6x to the power of 3. And if you multiply here, you have negative 6x squared. So we're going to subtract. So we change the second signs and add. plus 20 gives you then 6x here, and you bring down the minus 16. So 6x divided by 2x is plus 3. Multiply there, so we have 6x minus 6. Subtract, so you change the second signs and add. Negative 16 plus 6 is then remainder negative 10. Remainder negative 10, that one. And let's look at the last one. So same thing here. Here's a coefficient, but you are still going to divide into that number in the same way. So this is 3x to the power of 4, multiply. Then you have 9x5 minus 15x4. So now we are subtracting, so we change the second signs here. So negative 9 plus 15 is then 6x4. Bring down this one, negative x3. So we're still looking how many times will he divide into that one, and that will be plus 2x to the power of 3. Multiply, then you have 6x4 minus 10x to the power of 3. We are subtracting, so we change the second signs. This one eliminates. Negative 1 plus 10 is plus 9x to the power of 3. Bring down that one, negative 12x squared. How many times will it divide? Plus 3x squared times. Multiply. Then you have 9x3, and there it will be minus 15x squared. So we change the second signs and add. So this one is then 3x squared. You bring down the plus x. How many times will it divide? Plus x times. Remember, you divide now with that 3. So then we get 3x squared minus 5x. Okay, and change the second signs and add. This one eliminates. This one is 6x, and we bring down the negative 11. How many times will it divide now into 6x times? And that will be plus 2. Multiply, then you have 6x. So then you have 6x here we have that one. And the remainder is then negative 1. So plus x, remainder negative 1. Right, so please look at your mistakes. A lot of you did very well.
With over 300 games in 6 weeks, get DSTV to watch the best live football action.
ShopRite has always been here for you, and our promise to bring you low prices on what you need most will never change. Get an essential food hamper that includes Sugar King white sugar, Top Score instant porridge, Top Score maize meal, Rice King parboiled rice, Bakery brown or white bread, Right Brand sunflower oil, Clover Numel dairy blend, Polana spaghetti, Roni low-fat spread, and Imana regular soup. All 10 for just $110. Only at ShopRite. One stop, one safer shop.
The wait is finally over! The leaders want to run away with it! Those at the bottom will fight to survive! There is so much to expect! It's as good as it gets! And there is no feeling like that feeling! A game of margins, a game of thrills!
Oh, it might just bounce kindly! Even better than that!
Live sports is back on GoTV. It doesn't get any better than catching all the action from La Liga, Serie A, the Premier League, and WWE as it happens. Take it all in. Get GoTV and subscribe for the ultimate live sports on SuperSport with GoTV Max. GoTV. Live it, love it.
Share with us on #LearnOn1. Tell us what you're learning and where you're learning it from. Send us your name and town to the One Africa TV's WhatsApp on 081-200-6659 or send an SMS to 555. One Africa TV. It just gets better.
Namibia is known for its beautiful wide open landscapes. However, these deserted spaces also pose numerous educational challenges in our country's rural areas. Because of this, many learners are denied access to proper teaching and learning. At EduVision, we believe that education is the starting point to a journey of endless possibilities.
Very soon, we are going to see e-learning. Soon and very soon, we are going to see.
The plan for EduVision was to identify areas in Namibia that do not have the proper learning resources, a working school or an education center.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, we are going to see e-learning. No more dying.
My name is Philip Smith. I'm the principal of Educate Academy in Otjiwarongo. The project EduVision, the e-learning program, started in 2017. With a project like this, obviously telecommunication, internet connection is a major thing that needs to be sorted out, a logistical challenge. And the fact that we chose Chunkwe Secondary School as the first school didn't make it easier for ourselves. It's very far from Otjiwarongo, it's far from Buntuk. So the internet connection was a big challenge first of all. So with the help of the telecommunications expert Paratus, they made this dream come true with internet connections via Buntuk, Otjiwarongo to Chunkwe and then back, the whole process. Like I said, it's interactive whiteboard, so the internet speed, capacity of the connectivity and so forth plays a major role. And so Paratus made this dream come true, and they were on board from the first moment. So very grateful for Paratus.
The project offers teaching assistance of a high standard in science to rural secondary schools within the learner's own community by means of e-learning. This entails the following: live transmissions of lessons from an equipped teacher in a different location to the students in rural areas, students using their own cell phone, tablet or computer to recall each lesson, and interactive lessons, as well as the use of a smartboard as a teaching aid.
So if you look ahead at the next 3 years, we get information from the Ministry of Education. The future is very bright. So I think there's a lot of schools who can benefit from this program. Like I mentioned before, finances obviously plays a major role in a project like this. So we're very thankful for all the sponsors that are on board and still on board after almost 3 years of the project. So as long as people from the private sector can get involved, I think we can reach many schools in Namibia, because this project made a good start now. We're already seeing some positive results, and we can just call on all the private sector corporate sponsors to come on board and join in this very, very positive project.
It is EduVision's goal to prepare and guide learners in order to make the modern world they are living in accessible to all.
My name is Magdalena Nyoma. I'm 18 years old and I'm doing my first year at UNAM Komando campus, and I completed my grade 12 at Tsongwe Senior Secondary School. I'm doing education, so I'm gonna teach at Tsongwe Secondary School, because there I really need to go there and motivate the learners. EduVision helped me a lot. It assisted us in teaching for mathematics, physical science, and biology. And it also, we get to exchange learning from other schools like Educate, whereby they teach us, and that's the most thing that we benefited from. Studying without EduVision was so challenging, and when EduVision was introduced at our school, things become more easier. The time where EduVision was not introduced, we were so slow in learning, and when EduVision introduced at our school, my learning speed increases. Things were kind of boring, and when EduVision came, my mind changed the way I think. I'm really grateful for what EduVision gave us. Our class of 2019 was the first group to make it, to perform very well at Tsongwe Senior Secondary School. So it should keep up the spirit. We need that. It should continue to support us.
EduVision aspires to ensure that equal opportunity is offered to every learner in rural areas to tap into his or her own potential while working in an environment which views disadvantages not as obstacles but as unique attributes that can be regarded as powerful assets when given the proper opportunity. At EduVision, we believe that dreams are the foundation of knowledge, and hope always triumphs over experience.
No more problems. Everything is proper.
We always love to hear from you. Send us your views, comments and videos with your name and town to the One Africa TV's WhatsApp on 081 200 6659 or send an SMS to 555. One Africa TV, it just gets better.
Akili, 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 akili.
to do. Wash your hands in clean water. Wash your hands, wet them with the water. Wash your hands, now add some soap. Scrub your hands in the soap and water. Scrub above and below between the fingers too. Scrub under your nails and scrub-a-dub-a-doo. Rinse your hands in water. Rinse them clean, rinse away the soap. Dry your hands and go.
Achille, why do we wash our hands?
To wash away the germs.
Achille, what are germs?
They're like tiny little bugs on your hands, and they can make you sick.
But I don't see any germs on my hand.
That's because they're so tiny that you can't even see them.
Oh wow! I want to wash the germs away. Will you wash your hands with me, Achille?
Of course! Wash your hands in clean water. Wash your hands, wet them with the water. Wash your hands, now add some soap. Scrub your hands in the soap and water. Scrub above and below between the fingers too. Scrub under your nails and scrub-a-dub-a-doo. Rinse your hands in water. Rinse them clean, rinse away the soap. Dry your hands and go. Great job, Haruma! Can you tell me the 4 things we did to wash our hands?
I can try.
1.
Wash our hands with water.
2.
Put soap on our hands.
3.
Scrub our hands all over.
4.
Rinse our hands clean with water.
Wash your hands, wash the germs away.
Make sure you catch It's a Wrap in our new time slot. Now on Sundays from 7:30 with repeats on Tuesday nights at 8:30.
Namibia is known for its beautiful wide open landscapes. However, these deserted spaces also pose numerous educational challenges in our country's rural areas. Because of this, many learners are denied access to proper teaching and learning. At EduVision, we believe that education is the starting point to a journey of endless possibilities. It is EduVision's goal to prepare and guide learners in order to make the modern world they are living in accessible to all.
Mama! Good afternoon. My name is Sikunanda Roma, and I'm a medical intern at the Katutura State Hospital. We, as individuals, you and I, have the opportunity to take control and fight this by staying home, by staying safe, and by staying informed. I appeal to the more fortunate that we lend a helping hand to the more vulnerable and the disadvantaged, especially those in our informal settlements. We should stand together, listen to what we are being told, and together as a country, we can get through this.
When you're saying things that degrade women, for me, number one, I am not there, because that is basically what I don't believe in. I don't stand for things that degrade women.
What do you think we can add? What can we put in the basket? First of all, let's put Blossom back in the basket.
Look at the person like, man, let's do a song.
Let's do something.
Just
let's
like
collaborate.
Let's collaborate.
Africans were claiming us.
Yes, exactly. To the rest of the world, they belong to us. Namibia, Baba, Namibia.
I'll help you carry on.
Creating music and putting some stuff out for the people who've been supporting me, that's definitely something that's next on my list.
Prevention is important. Help prevent the spread of illness and keep yourself and others well. Hand washing is one of the most effective ways of preventing the spread of germs. Wash your hands regularly with soap and hot water, scrubbing your hands thoroughly for at least 20 seconds. Hand sanitizers can be used but are not recommended as a substitute for hand washing. Use sanitizers in addition to hand washing or in a situation where soap and water are not available. To avoid spreading germs, limit sharing of personal items such as utensils, cups, and dishes. Your skin acts as a barrier to germs, but your eyes, nose, and mouth are more vulnerable. Wash your hands thoroughly before touching your face, eating, or drinking. Avoid physical contact with others, including handshakes, fist bumps, high fives, hugs, and kisses. Social distancing is deliberately increasing the physical space between people to avoid spreading germs. While regulations may vary by country or area, the best guideline for social distancing is to maintain a distance of 6 feet from others. Germs can travel through the air from one person to another. If you sneeze or cough, do so into a tissue or the inside of your elbow to prevent the spread of germs. Avoid contact with ill individuals and insist they isolate themselves until they have recovered and are symptom-free. Clean and sanitize frequently touched common surfaces and high-traffic areas in your home and workplace several times a day. Share these guidelines with others and help prevent the spread of illness and maintain a healthy environment. An ounce of prevention is worth a ton of cure.
On the Gold Coast of West Africa lies the peaceful and diverse nation of Ghana. I'm pretty close right now to the geographical center of the Earth. It is also one of the last pockets for elephants in the wilds of West Africa.
Every country in the world just about has cattle, sheep, goats, horses, donkeys, but it's only Africa that has the real megafauna, the charismatic stuff which people in the rest of the world want to see.
The passion that the staff have for the job.
There's value to a bird which brings birders to a place like this. I mean, this is a birding paradise. We see an intrinsic appreciation and joy from seeing the wildlife out here, but not everybody does.
You can't get to Moli and then will not be passionate about what we do, because you'll be the only one left. Everybody is passionate.
The only worthwhile war, the war against destruction, the war against loss, the war for peace, for balance, for inclusion.
It is out of my way. Buffaloes, elephants, tigers, atavis are still in existence.
If Mole fails, then Ghana is without wildlife.
Join me as we journey to the untamed wilderness of northern Ghana to meet these last defenders.
The people within the law enforcement agencies don't really know you're talking about a roan antelope. Somebody thinks it's just like a goat.
Standing in your presence alone, I've come to know more of who you are. Had lost my touch, thought I had it all. Strayed away from grace, now I've come to seek your face. Lord, take me back to the place I used to be, where your glory can be seen all over me. Here I am, Lord, I'm right here waiting for you. Here I am, Lord, I'm right here calling on your name. More of you and less of me. Make my body a sanctuary, a dwelling place where you live forever, to behold your glory and power and majesty. Lord, take me back to the place I used to be, where your glory can be seen all over me. Here I am, Lord, I'm right here waiting for you. Here I am, Lord, I'm right here calling on your name. Holy Spirit, take me deeper in your presence, to the place where you want me to be. Holy Spirit, take me deeper in your presence, to the place where you want me to be. Holy Spirit, take me deeper in your presence,
kiakili.
Water, water, wash your hands. Scrub with soap, wash your hands. Front and back, wash your hands. To be clean and safe. Wash your hands before you eat your breakfast. Wash your hands before you eat your lunch. Wash your hands before you eat your dinner. Wash your hands before you start to munch. Water, water, wash your hands. Scrub with soap, wash your hands. Front and back, wash your hands. To be clean and safe. Wash your hands after using the toilet. Wash your hands after you sneeze or cough. Wash your hands after you touch animals. Wash your hands to wash all the germs off. Water, water, wash your hands. Scrub with soap, wash your hands. Front and back, wash your hands. To be clean and safe. Wash your hands before you eat your breakfast. Before you eat your lunch. Before you eat your dinner. Before you start to munch. After using the toilet. After you sneeze or cough. After you touch animals. To wash all the germs off. Wash your hands. Water, water, wash your hands. Scrub with soap, wash your hands. Front and back, wash your hands. To be clean and safe.
Ay, 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 ay. Ooh, eh, yeah. Ooh, eh, yeah. Let's go in your train. 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 Let's go. Kaburekera nje tupunze. Kaburekera nje kukuta. Kaburekera nje kukute. Kaburekera nje tupunze. Tekame tupunde. Tekame tudanize. Ostando sa. Tekame tupunde. Twana wa. Tekame tupunde. Twana wa, baby, yeah, yeah. Let's go. 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 It's a boss. It's a gonna pass. Oh, 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 oh. Go on, man. Move on, it's man. It's a gonna pass. Move on, man. Abash. Move on, man. Abash. Move on, man. Abash. 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 Move on, man. Move on, man.
Let's get busy. It ain't that easy. To diamond cheesy. Let's get busy. It ain't that easy. To diamond cheesy. Hey, it's a gonna pass. Move on them on. I'm a sweat. Let's go. 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 It's a boss. Boss. Yeah.